As you walked away, I called out your name. It was at that very moment I knew I would not be the same. You left me broken all alone, and now you will not pick up your phone. Did you think that would get me feeling down? No, that made me drive all around that old small town. Did you think I would drown in your pain? Hell to the no, let me explain. I drove up to that old dive bar on the corner of a new tomorrow. I thought I was going in to drink away my sorrows. Instead I danced the night away. Boom bopping, bar hopping, body rocking, foot stomping all night long. As you drove on by that old glowing neon sign, you see me walking in with someone new. You thought you left me broken and alone, waiting for me to pick up that damn phone. Did you think I would move on? It was a new day you left for me tomorrow. Hell to the no, let me explain. I drove up to that old dive bar on the corner of a new tomorrow. I thought I was going in to drink away my sorrows. Instead I danced the night away. Boom bopping, bar hopping, body rocking, foot stomping all night long. Instead I danced the night away. Boom bopping, bar hopping, body rocking, foot stomping all night long. Hell to the no, let me explain. I drove up to that old dive bar on the corner of a new tomorrow. I thought I was going in to drink away my sorrows. Instead I danced the night away. Boom bopping, bar hopping, body rocking, foot stomping all night long. Instead I danced the night away. Boom bopping, bar hopping, body rocking, foot stomping all night long.
Hello, how is everybody tonight? I'm in a different environment. You'll see my friend Patty sitting in the background. I'm at her house for the weekend, and I just left my very old friend, John. We were hanging out today. Now he's joining us in chat. He's at home though, and he's drunk, so I'm not going to offer him a link. Love you, John. Hey, innocent. But I want to show you guys something. Hold on, I'll tell you a story about him. Where did I put that? In my bag. Look what I acquired today. It has his name on it. But what this is my first memory of skipping school ever in life. Told y'all I'm a fuck up. John is my first boyfriend. He's 2 years older than me, and he convinced me to skip school one day. We were supposed to go have a fist fight with some people and then go fishing. But the people we were supposed to fist fight, their cousins across the street were in a house fire. And Mr. Hero here drug our friend out of the house, and he got an award, of course, after we got suspended and grounded and our asses beat. But now it's mine to keep forever. Thank you, John. I appreciate that. and I can't wait to have lunch with you tomorrow. Okay, now moving on. Prayer garden. We're gonna put this bitch on, okay? Because last night she attempted to address me, and then Marlena jumped off of her panel with an emergency that nobody still really knows what's going on with today. I would like to hear more, Prayer Garden. Where are you tonight? But let's go listen to the old wench. Oh, and by the way, you could tell your buddy Beth I'm on her street. So if she wants to continue to stalk me, I'm right here. On her street in her town. My town, bitch. But okay. Let's share this tab. And let's give Prayer Garden a listen. I'm going to jump down and join chat for a little bit.
Janet, how you doing, sweetie? Wise old lady, good to see you in here, sweetie. Good to see you. There's Peaches, German Shepherd Mom, my three girls, Dee, Pam. Good to see all of you guys. Pam O'Connor.
I had to skip ahead a little. I'm not going to go through her hellos. Right? Innocent, Cash App, gang, gang. It was running all through the night again.
Okay, she says she'll be here in just a minute.
Put her up there so you can talk.
Anyway, while I'm waiting for Marlena to come back, I did want to clear a few things up out here.
So let me show you guys what I found last night. Hold on. The only thing I found, I went to the Broadcastify, and Hawkins County wasn't they didn't have a 911 feed that I could find to listen to it, but Scanner Food posted a few things last night, but I'm a little I'm questioning them because there was a post after this and like their post didn't make sense and they weren't answering. So I don't know what was up with Scanner Food last night, but here's what I could find in reference to maybe what happened with Marlena last night. Now, do I know that this is what happened? No. But what I found was Kingsport, Tennessee, Lynn Garden, possible critical incident, use caution in areas of Mullins Street. Cop came running to his car after exiting the house and called for backup. Now multiple officers on the scene. That's all. I didn't get a chance to check the hold on, guys. I didn't get a chance to check. Oh, I still had Prayer Garden on. I didn't even put that on for you guys. I'm sorry. Here you go. Here it is. I posted it in my community post, but I didn't get a chance today to check any updates on it because I just told you guys I've been busy visiting old friends all day. How do you do what? You're doing it, John. You just chat. Everybody sees you. See? My friend Innocent said hello. Hey, Susan. How are you this evening, Isabella? Did I say hello? I did. Okay. So what I'm going to do is we're just going to go back to Prayer Garden and listen to this shit show last night. And of course, I have things I need to address.
One. Okay, you're back, girl. One I wanted to clear up is I want to address there's I hear everything. Sure, God knows I hear everything.
Isn't that where that little boy did that thing to his grandmother? Isn't that the same complex? Oh, good. I'm glad to hear you're good. Okay.
Everything. And there's some people, some creators that are having, some issues. They're having some issues with, Marlena coming out to, give up the information and so on and so forth. For
First, the fuck off. Give up the information. It's been 4 years. Everybody who has reached out to Marlena, she has wanted $500 or more from. She sits in your chat and runs her fucking Cash App the whole motherfucking night, Prayer Garden. She didn't just come out here to offer information after 4 years. Please understand that, because the whole fucking YouTube understands it except for the people in your chat. Just saying.
Summer, and you know, coming on Summer's channel to give up this information. They you know, they got some issues with it, and jealousy, obviously envy, I don't know. But I'm going to address a couple of these people. For one, Crystal. Yeah, I'm talking about the one that came out and told a bunch of weird stuff, like her family you know, she had some kind of breakdown or something. I think we all remember her.
Number one, I didn't have a breakdown. Number two, part of the reason of me meeting with my friend John today was because I was meeting with his father, who has a little bit of information about the stuff I've been talking about. And we will talk further, and he confirmed some things for me today. Do I have proof of it? No, but he gave me directions to go look. So, bitch, before you keep opening your fucking mouth, let me fucking tell you that you sitting there and saying that I'm spreading bullshit is bullshit. You're the one spreading bullshit, and you ain't been doing nothing but spreading bullshit on this platform since you stepped on Ziggy's panel. Everybody's over you. And which, by the way, we will be watching a little bit of Ziggy tonight, too. I didn't get to see it all, but I seen that she was on there after she quit Summer's case and can't talk about it no more. Talking shit while she's quitting. Okay, bitch.
We all remember her. Put a one in the chat if you remember Crystal, the one that came out and talking about her family was the ones that took Summer and all kinds of weird stuff.
Is that Crystal Spencer or Spencer, whatever?
No, I'm not.
I don't know.
You know exactly who I am.
No, that I don't know what her. It's a creator, another creator. Calls herself Crystal Time Minds, or I don't know. But I know she came out and said some awful weird and strange things, and you know, Summer's Army don't allow that. We don't appreciate that kind of stuff at all. You know,
they're just mad because I'm on your channel and not on theirs.
Exactly. And you know, but she's been spreading some.
Marlena, but if I paid you $500, you would have came to my channel. And I have proof of that. So don't even. It ain't about that. How about if you go do things for free for the namesake of Summer? Instead of asking for a Cash App because you need help because of Summer's case. Well, maybe you shouldn't have been doing the things you were fucking doing. And you wouldn't be part of Summer's case, right?
You know, stuff like, oh, I think PG lives in Pittsburgh. I can't prove it, but not, you know, I ain't got enough information. Let me say
this. Your little buddy, Beth, I'm on her street. Or at least the one she used to move on before she moved out of town. But she still has family on the street, and I'm sitting right here. Please know that, Prayer Garden. Maybe I'll knock on your door and find out if you're who I think you are. Let's go see if who I think you are, if your voice is the same, because I'm just houses away. But okay.
Let me save you the research, Crystal. I don't live anywhere near or around or even close to Pittsburgh. Let me just put that out there right now. I'm sorry, but I don't. You don't have no idea who I am. Don't even act like you do. Why don't you tell the truth and shame the devil? Because if you was telling the truth and shaming the devil, we wouldn't have ever had.
I'm shaming the devil right now by addressing you and your hypocritical religious shit. Prayer Garden. I'm shaming you, the devil. Hi. Want to grab a link? I'll offer you one.
To open it live on how insane what you was saying about Summer was. Okay? We wouldn't have ever had a problem with you and some weird insanity you had. So please, stop it. Stop it.
Just like Ziggy.
Learn to tell the truth.
Just like
because
Ziggy.
that's what Summer needs. That's what all these missing children need, is someone telling the truth. Because the truth's the only thing's going to bring these children home. And it is not about who PG is or who this person is or who that person.
Oh, yes, it is. Because you've been extremely involved, calling Dawn and Candace from the very beginning of this case. As you state, even at the beginning of your interviews with Marlena. So why don't you tell the truth? The truth would be showing your face and telling people who the fuck you are. You hide behind lies every single time you jump on a live stream. My opinion. But just so you know that, I'm saying it.
Person is, it is about these missing children out here. And as long as the person is doing everything they can for these missing children, nobody.
By sitting here and addressing this and doing exactly what you're doing, this helps Summer how? The things you ask Marlena, the things you talk about, the way you talk about her parents, how does that help Summer? Prayer Garden, what is it that you think you do different that helps find this little girl? Because as far as I could see, all you do is sit on that panel and talk shit. I, for one, am sick of it. And I'm addressing it every time I come live if I have to. Devil.
Nobody cares who they are as long as they're doing righteousness. And this channel over here ain't hiding behind a church, baby. We are the church. We are the church. Get that right.
She ain't hiding behind a church. What is her face hidden behind? Can y'all look at her picture? What does she show for her face? What are you hiding behind, Prayer Garden?
Obviously, you don't go to church. You don't know much about the Bible. But we are the church. This is a family over here that prays together and we stay together.
Do you
and we do righteous in the sight of God and in the sight of one another for these missing kids.
What missing kids? As far as I can see, you've covered a few, but really you cover one daily. You call your channel Summer's channel. So what other kids does that include? I'm sorry, guys. I haven't been looking at chat. Nothing. Does it? Yep. A church. What is her icon? What is she hiding behind? I didn't tell people that. I thought you were going to bed. Quit drinking. I didn't do that, John. Shh, you're telling them. Watch what you type. Because you're not... He doesn't understand this. John, you're just typing in the chat. You want a link? I can send you a link and you can come up. I don't think that's a good idea right now. You're shit-faced. She does. Absolutely. And then she cusses God at the same time. Because you're hearing what I'm showing you, John. We're old. Hey, Andy B. He's a friend of mine. Rewind. He's a friend of mine from my hometown. We were hanging out today. I showed my plaque. My first day of skipping school, he was a hero, and I got my ass beat. I'm happy to have him in my chat tonight. What's going on, Andy? I gotta go watch some of Jody Sue, but what are you thinking? You want a link? You want to come up and talk about Marlena? I'll throw you one. Now call, I'm going to bed, tell people, everybody my business. What, that you're shit-faced? I got pictures to prove it. Go get some sleep. I'll see you tomorrow for lunch. Reasonable. No thanks. Okay. Oh, thank you, Isabella. It's been a good day. We had a good day. John and I went and visited another friend at a bar he works at, and I'm visiting my friend Patty, who disappeared. I'm away for the weekend. Different environment. It is a shit show, isn't it? What do you think, Andy, about her coming out after 4 years? That's what I would like to know your thoughts about. Okay.
You need to learn how to do that too. So quit talking about PG. There you go. And there's some other ones that's got their fancy all stirred up in a knot too, right? Well, I tell you what, they can just get their fancies out of that knot. Talking about, oh, there's stuff going on behind the scenes with Marlena and PG. Yes, there is. There's a lot going on behind the scenes with PG and Marlena.
Who else, sissy? Who else do you have shit going on behind the scenes? Because you seem to bring all these strange ass motherfuckers on your panel all the time. People see it. You're behind the scenes with a lot of people. How do you get there? Like I said, I believe you're from up here. I also believe you're related to people down there. Listen, your true identity is going to come out one day, especially if Marlena's in some shit. And if anything that happened last night has anything to do with Summer, which I doubt. But do you think that while the police were at her house or whatever was going on that she needed prayers for, that the police ain't paying attention to your channel while she's sitting on your channel? You're wrong. I'm happy that happened while she was on your panel. It goes to show you what kind of shit she hangs with. Is she really sober? Ask her to cam up next time she's on your panel. Let's keep putting it up there. She's saying the same thing, Andy, but I want you to know that when I wrote her, she wrote me back like she knew you and that you was the Wells Dillers and that it was more than weed. She does love it when people talk about her. She likes the attention. Although this is the very first time that she's ever addressed me. So I'm proud of her. She's coming out of her shell. Now grab a link with your face. Yep, it's exactly why she doesn't show her face. No, I didn't get a chance to look and see if she was arrested or who was arrested last. I've really been busy today. Like, I had lunch with my best friend's daughter. She's like my foster daughter. You guys know I told you about me, not lunch. She came over to my house for coffee and we talked for a little bit. That started when I woke up, and then I traveled over this way and I've just been hanging out all day with some old friends. So it's BS. Okay. Fred said laugh out loud last night before Marlena was living with Chad around a month ago. I mean, is it true? Andy, you're in the area. Have you heard anything about Marlena living with Chad? Okay, so the last I heard of Marlena, she was living in a cemetery. That was a long time ago. I'm sure she sounds cleaner. Like we've gone over what, 2 hours, 3 hours of them already. I have to say she sounds clean. She does sound more genuine than most of the people because she talks real. She doesn't talk like she's putting on a show or a facade. However, you can also hear her lies. Like I said in my last 2 lives, I feel like she tells half truths and it's not the whole truth. But I believe there's truth in there, much like Jody Sue, Fred, and I'm sorry, Andy, but you know what my feelings are. You know what I mean? Like, there's truth, but there's lies. And to me, it seems like Marlena knows a lot more than most of the others. We'll go over some more of it. She's going to come up on panel soon. I don't want to stay on this too long, though. I'm going to skip ahead after a while because I want to go to Ziggy, and I have watched like 0 of Jody Sue this last week. I really need to catch up on her, and I would prefer to do that before coming out and covering it. Yeah, why won't Chad talk? You've not seen Chad? Have you seen him since Summer disappeared? Because you do know your cousin Ellie, Karen, stated that Chad showed up at their dad's funeral and it was a weird situation. She felt weirded out by it, and they were throwing dirt on the grave and there was some remarks made. I'll have to listen to it again. You guys know I can't share it because 6 up. We'll just roll our eyes. Let's go back to PG.
Marlena. You know what's going on behind the scenes with PG and Marlena? Is we're trying to figure out what happened to Summer. We're trying to figure out June 15, 2021. We're trying to figure out where this child might be, where we might be able to locate or find her. We're working behind the scenes for Summer. And I don't see anything wrong with that. Nothing.
I see a lot wrong with the
So, you know, and I don't think you all, you know, you haters have a problem. I don't think you haters have a problem with me and Marlena.
Come over here and call me a hater to my face. Hair Prayer Garden, Sissy Bible, whatever the fuck your name is, whoever the fuck you are. Grab one. Hey, mama. What's your thoughts on Marlena? I'm curious. Seen Chad when I was in the trailer I got kicked out of. Well, fuck, that was what, 2 years ago, Andy? Wonder if the guy's still even alive. Like, crazy.
Working behind the scenes for Summer. I think what you haters have a problem with, Crystal, and some other ones out there, Jody Sue, and other ones. What you got a problem with, what you have a problem with is the fact that you see Marlena getting some attention out here that's positive, something you don't get. It's some positive attention. You see Marlena working for Summer in the righteous way when you ain't worked for her righteously at all. That's your problem.
So righteous, Prayer Garden.
You just ate up with that hate and that envy and that jealousy and dislike, and you can't stand to see anyone else doing anything good for anybody because you can't do good for no one yourself.
Oh.
Just stop it. Just stop it. I do See, I do. And white boy,
what good are you
I'll
doing?
tell you what you could do with
By
your
harassing
freaking
the
comment.
family, hindering the investigation of a missing child, bringing out people to spew lies and bullshit and confuse things. Can you please tell me what good that you think you're doing, bitch? I offered you a link. I won't cuss. I won't yell. I'll come off panel. I'll let you say what you have to say before I confront you. You have been welcome to grab a link in my channel for the last 3 years. I've told you this. Thank you for finally addressing me. But we're not through. Please understand that.
And your post. Don't think I can't tell you what you could do with yours. You don't even want me to get started.
Hey, pretty sweet.
On what you could do. That white boy, trust me, I like to call him a turd pop sucker, but I'm afraid.
I haven't watched White Boy in a long time. I'm shocked I haven't watched White Boy. So if anybody wants to fill me in, has Dawn and Candace been on his channel? What has he been addressing as far as this goes? It's Friday. She don't do things Friday because it's a religion. It's the Sabbath. Oh, you're right. Oh, but she'll come on after evening, she said. Did you hear her? And it's Saturday. But she'll come on after evening. So we're after evening. How late is evening? We're going to wait till midnight for prayer garden. Hey, PG, why don't you just come grab a link? Here, please. She was in Jankies on Friday. You haven't watched White Boy either. I need to go catch up on him. Constantly, while she's claiming this is Summer's I mean, look, I swear just as much as her, if not more. However, I don't get on here and claim righteous. This is Summer's channel and it's the devil while I'm saying motherfuck you, because I'll just come out and say motherfuck you because I want to say motherfuck you. That's how I live. It's life. She was a few minutes ago in there. And where? Okay.
He might be having them lips, more than a lollipop.
I'm sure you look more than a lollipop.
Just saying.
You sound like you're taking
anyway
to do so.
That's what I wanted to clear up. I want to get that out of the way because we don't allow gossip, negative gossip in other areas. On other, we don't allow other people from hate channels trying to, incriminate Summer's channel over here.
Are you saying your channel doesn't gossip per garden? Is that what you're saying? Let's play a prayer garden move. Put a 1 in the chat if you think prayer garden gossips.
Because they won't ever be able to incriminate this channel, ever. We've had the best try, and they can't. Why can't they? Because they can't, because over here, everything is being done right for Summer. This is a righteous channel. Evil can't touch righteousness. Evil, their dark asses cannot come over here into this light. It'll blind them.
Hi, A-Dub.
They've tried and they've tried and they've tried, and it hasn't worked. Why? Because God ain't going to let it.
I heard it.
I knew the day this channel got started. And I told everyone, this channel right here got put together by God for Summer. That's how this channel started.
And God said, let there be prayer garden. Boom. And prayer garden was made. Yeah, Mama, there's been some crazy shit spoken about the last couple days on her panel. I can't wait to hear what she says tonight.
Started. And ain't nobody going to take this channel down. Nobody's going to take it down because it does righteousness. Unlike the people trying to take it down. Ain't going to happen. Ain't going to happen. And we're going to keep on keeping on, getting all the answers for little Summer. We're going to keep on keeping on until we figure out exactly where she's at. We know what happened. Now we need to know where she is. Now we need to find her. And that's the last step.
That's what I wanted.
That's the last step.
We know what happened.
That's what I wanted to clear up. I want to get that out of the way because, you know, we don't allow gossip, you know, negative gossip in other areas. On other, you know, we don't allow other people from hate channels trying to, you know, incriminate Summer's channel over here. Because they won't ever be able to incriminate this channel, ever. We've had the best try, and they can't. Why can't they? Because they can't, because over here, everything is being done right for Summer. This is a righteous channel. Evil can't touch righteousness. Evil, you know, their dark asses cannot come over here into this light. It'll blind them.
Oh God, it's going to blind us. I'm on it right now, Prayer Garden.
They've tried and they've tried and they've tried and it hasn't worked. Why? Because God ain't going to let it. And I knew the day this channel got started.
Guys, sorry.
And I told everyone, this channel right here got put together by God for Summer.
High screen name.
That's how this channel started. And ain't nobody going to take this channel down. Nobody's going to take it down because it does righteousness. Unlike the people trying to take it down. Ain't going to happen. Ain't going to happen.
I love that song too.
And we're going to keep on keeping on, getting all the answers for little Summer. We're going to keep on keeping on until we figure out exactly where she's at.
As soon as
we know what happened. Now we need to know where she is. Now we need to find her.
We know what happened. So why don't you tell us, Gordon? Since you know what happened, why don't you tell us? Do you think if you know what happened, you should tell it to LE so that they know what happened, since you know for fact what happened to Summer? Why don't you enlighten us? Please. Because I think that's a pretty bold statement to make. That you know. I'm still rolling this. You know what happened to Summer. Hey, Prayer Gordon, I'm about to smoke some devil lettuce. You want a hit? Might take that board out of your ass.
It's the last step. That's the last step. We've already made all the steps except finding her. And once we find her, that's the last steps, you guys. Because when we find her, that's when justice is going to be served.
You're right. I agree with that.
And we will. If God let us make all of these steps to knowing what happened, He's going to let us. He's going to let us take the last steps and bring that baby home. And that's what people are scared of. That's what Jody Sue's scared of. That's what Andy's scared of. That's what a lot Don, Candace, and Grand is scared of. And I'm sure there is some more.
Hey, Prayer Gordon, Beth Baugh or Beth Geiger connects to this town that I'm sitting in right now. Other than her connecting to this town, there's another family that I used to babysit for when I was about 14 years old. I don't know if John's still here, but he knows them. And they're connected to the We Can Bring You Hope Foundation. So if we have these people in this town that connect to We Can Bring You Hope, and Beth from this town that connects to We Can Bring You Hope, and the whole world knows We Can Bring You Hope is definitely from my area. I mean, you could Google search them, and that tells you right there that there's a Pittsburgh connection, right? So I think you need to shut your fucking mouth, because you're connected to these people that are connected to where I'm sitting right now in my friend's living room. And I'm not scared of them. Please send them to me. I told you where I'm at. I'm waiting.
I can mention that's scared as well. Like somebody in a big blue two-tone truck meeting up with Candace and then stalking people in a cemetery.
Like you
I can mention them.
Like you call Candace's husband and offer him money and want him to move in with you. And wasn't there a rumor that Dawn actually came to Kentucky at one time to see you? But you don't have a Kentucky accent. No, not at all. And actually, I think you try to hide your accent, and you actually do know how to pronounce words, and you mispronounce them on purpose because you know people laugh at you and it gets you attention, right? Bagging suit. Kiss my whole bagging white ass. That's where I'm at with you today.
Too. Just saying.
Oh, hey, Mishu.
But I don't think it's going to be hard from here to figure out where this little girl went. I just don't. I don't think it will. We're going to get the answers. We got a lot of people working, boots on the ground. We got a lot of people working in Summer's favor. A lot of people want this baby found. A lot of people willing to go those extra miles to get it done. And we're going to make sure we do all we can to get that done. And also, let us remember, law enforcement, you know, law enforcement knows as much as we do. Law enforcement knows exactly what happened to. Matter of fact, they know so much, they was ready to prosecute on it.
If they was ready to prosecute on it, somebody would be arrested per garden. I think they know more than we know, not as much.
Wanting to prosecute on it. Let us remember, they was trying to prosecute. And they're going to prosecute at some point. They're going to. They've already tried. That means they have all the information that they need. All the information they need to be getting that part of it done.
Hey, PG.
They already wanted to do it.
Are you in contact?
And the only reason they didn't is because that state of Tennessee doesn't like to put up the money to prosecute without the victim. But I'm going to tell you, if law enforcement had enough that they was pushing to prosecute without Summer,
yeah, them storms.
Oh, trust and believe. They know exactly what happened too. They know exactly what happened too. And it's just a matter of time. That prosecution is going to be made. It's going to be made. Because, you know, they're diligently trying to get this last step as well. They want to prosecute. They try to prosecute, and they're working as hard as we are to figure out where Summer's at right now. So I think, if all of us work together, we could figure that one out.
Let's go, Mishu. Puff, puff, pass. Here. I'll send some your way. Right, PG. How do you know?
Exploited innocence. You're wrong. You're wrong. There's a lot of facts. There's a lot of facts. Fact is, they cut her hair completely bald. That's a fact.
All right, we're in
Why?
a circle.
So because they were doing something, they didn't want to be able to be detected through her hair.
Sorry, bro, I didn't get to that part
That's
yet.
fact.
Honestly, we've only gotten we've only gotten 3 hours into the first live. Jesus. So I didn't listen to all of it yet, but we're getting there. I just had to jump ahead a little bit because she addressed me. So I'm responding. But tomorrow I'm still going to be at my friend's, but I'm still going to come live and we'll go over another portion of the first live with Marlena on. I have a feeling it won't take me long to catch up because I don't, in my opinion, after last night, I don't think that Marlena will be back. That's just my opinion, but we'll see. The shadow people in the trees. Thank you, ma'am. Me too. It's in the air. Dawn worked Friday and Saturday. Yes. Dudley said, you know what? We need to go back and watch that because there was a day Dawn called off. I can't remember if it was Sunday or Monday, but for some reason, I feel like it was Monday. But don't quote me on that. Let me go back and look at it before we do. Ninjas. Marlena said she woke up to Tony Hammond. Wow. Yeah, see, I missed a lot. Hey, Sin. You're next. We're going to go have coffee very soon. I got out of the house today. We're moving along. We don't shadow people. All right, let's turn this back on.
Don Wells, they took her somewhere.
I'm going to go off.
And she was out cold. And it wasn't saying where they was taking her. Why would you not say where you're taking? I mean, if you're taking a kid to grab, to get something to eat real fast, you say, hey, we're going to get some food. We'll be back. You're going to run to the store. You say, hey, we're running to the store down the road. We'll be back. But they wouldn't say where they was going. So they must have been going somewhere they shouldn't have been going with this baby all passed out. That's a fact. That's a fact. There's witness to it. When people see something and they tell it, that's
I'm muted. I was saying, you can clearly tell that is Grandis's voice in that video. I have compared them. I have compared the voices to her on other things like the news. She has that voice. That's her. You think that there's witnesses to what? The witnesses are going to pop out of the woodwork. I mean, the whole world has seen the video of Summer sleeping on milk jugs. Are you saying that there was other people that seen that day besides Hunter, Allison, Candace, and Grandis? Please pull them witnesses out because I'm sure you'll go find one from 70 years ago that knows all the deets, right? Before Summer went missing, they'll pop out of the woodwork and know everything.
a fact. Don Wells started driving a different vehicle on the 14th, fired his co-worker to blame everything on the 15th, and he did. That's a fact. So how can you say there ain't no facts?
Can you hear me now?
You know, it's people like you that keep cases from being solved. It's people like you that allow evil people like the Wells to keep roaming free instead of being in prison where they should be. That's my opinion. You know, I don't know the way you think, but you just got a steel-toe boot in the ass, because I don't fucking like to hear somebody say that, you know, we don't have facts. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. So, you know, you can take.
So I went over this, Misha, in my last live. I think what she's saying is because Dawn told the police that he fired Dudley, that he blamed Dudley. Now, he did have reason to blame Dudley. I wouldn't say blame, but to look at Dudley as a suspect, as he fired Dudley the day before. And in any criminal situation, the police will ask, who's mad at you? Dudley would be a person that's mad at Dawn. He's a viable suspect, per Gordon. Please understand that.
Take whatever your fucking lame brain way of thinking and somewhere else, because there's no room for it here. There's no room for it. Like I said, this is an innocent 5-year-old little girl. There's a ton of facts. It's just people like you are too blind to see it. And because you're too blind to see it, people that are evil as hell, that do things to little children like this, they get away with it. Why don't you wake the fuck up and smell the roses? Just saying. Hey, spread the love. Gifted one Prayer Garden of America membership. All right. Hey, girl, I appreciate that. And that is a gift that will keep giving. I appreciate it. God bless. God bless. That's a beautiful way to support Summer's channel. I so appreciate it. Aw. Said thank you. Spread love. That is so sweet. I'm Marlena. We came in here tonight to talk about Summer. To, you know, a lot of people, you know, out here, nobody's really got, like, no one has really got anybody that knew Summer, was around Summer, to really talk about Summer. Like Allison didn't overly want to talk about Summer. The Wells surely didn't want to talk about Summer. Like, all these people afraid to talk about Summer. I don't think you're afraid to talk about Summer and tell everybody some things about Summer, how she lived, what she liked. When you were up there cleaning and stuff, did she want to help you? Can you elaborate on who Summer was?
She was a brilliant, bright little girl. She always wanted to eat. Cheese pizza was her favorite.
I think a lot of people in my chat care. That's why they're here. So this is my friend. He's drunk. Never mind him. I just left him. He's drunk. The problem is, I've been trying to fill you on this case and explain it to you, but the problem is this isn't my chat that doesn't care. It's a lot of creators that have pulled suspects out of the woodwork. Man, it's a lot. I told you it's going to take me a decade to fill you in on what's going on here, but it's crazy. Andy B, the guy above you, was a neighbor to Summer Wills. He's also been labeled as a suspect. This police state everybody's a suspect. Hi, Wendy. all the others in my chat have been, and I'm just filling my friend in, guys. They've been following me for the past 3.5 years, and in my chat, trust me, they care. They care deeply. And the problem is the women like the lady you're listening to speak that I'm sharing. She's the one that acts like she doesn't care. And it's quite disturbing and disgusting, in my opinion. And I thought you were going to bed. Behave.
She liked cheese pizzas. And most kids go for pepperonis, but she liked cheese for some reason.
Right. Just keep popping out.
She always was
crazy
like
people.
right underneath my feet. Like she would not be too far from me. She always played with my little girl, like I said, and she's
it's
just
the
was full
lies
of joy.
and misinformation that's being spread by the creators, like the one we're listening to talk now, and Marlena, who actually was another neighbor way back in a holler and up a holler, maybe. And John knows what a holler is because what are you saying? He's so drunk. Forgive him. Yeah, it's just a lot. And we know, like, John would protect his family. And that's how a lot of these people are down there too, but they also set their family up. It's a lot of setups and disgusting shit, quite honestly.
She was just a happy little kid.
What kind of, like, what was her favorite, like when your daughter and her were together? What did they love to do? I mean, did they like to play tag? Was they like love to play on that swing?
They like the swing. They like the puppies. Of course, every kid loves a puppy.
Oh yeah.
Now, see, this is what I appreciated about Marlena. She does come out and she does tell us more about the kids than we've heard from many. You know what I mean? Like, you hear it and you hear the genuine, and she says it fast, and I believe her when she's telling us about the children. But why isn't this something she did night one?
And they love them puppies. They like that swing. They like watching Paw Patrol cartoons. They like to color and draw and just be little girls, like dress up in like little. I mean, even though mine's a little bit bigger than hers or her, they like to dress up in her little outfits. It's got the Paw Patrol on them, and she loved it. Watch TV, cartoons. She's just full of life. Just a
Wow.
normal basis kid that, loved to do just kid things. I mean, play in the mud holes and
I love
play
that
in water. They love to have
summer.
they love the slip and slide. They love the pool water. They just played like regular little girls would, tea parties. Just And she was awesome all the way. She was awesome all the way around.
And what kind? I mean, you were there. You seen the best and you saw the worst. What kind of, on the inside of that home? What kind of environment was it? Like inside, what did these kids have to? What did Summer have to endure inside that house as far as filth and so forth and so on? I mean, like Allison said, the house was super filthy. It had roaches and rats and
a lot of people said that. And I actually just seen something the other day where they were reading from a Facebook post from one of the neighbors that had come out. Nobody knows who she is to this day, and made the same claims. It was a teenage girl that said she babysat the kids. But Prayer Garden, why do you have to keep asking that over and over? We're 3.5 years later. The world has seen it since Chris McDonough went in. Like, how does going over this over and over and over and disgracing what was when Summer went missing, how does that help find her today April 4th, 2025. She went missing June 15th, 2021. Why does Ree going over this? Like, can't you say to Marlena, like, when's the last time you seen Summer? What shape was she in when you, like, you ask real questions. You don't, like, you get out here and you just downgrade and downgrade and downgrade. What if Summer's alive and gets to hear this one day? Do you think she's going to appreciate the things you say, devil? That's what I'm going to refer to you as. You're the fucking Antichrist. Okay? You're a false ass prophet. Listen to J. Cole, False Prophet. Good song. It matches you.
And it was just awful.
It had roaches, and it was
Hey,
like
Debbie.
somebody being a pack rat or being lazy, not cleaning the house, not washing the dishes, not doing laundry. Them little tiny holes in the floor of the top piece above the basement. Their rooms, their beds never had sheets on them. Never had pillowcases on them.
I want you to listen to how she describes the house. And then I want you to remember the first 3 hours we went over of her interviews. And I want you to remember her stating that her daughter slept in one of them beds. And she permitted it. She permitted this family that she's talking all this shit on to come pick her child up from her home, take that child to her house, and sleep on exactly what she is describing to you right now. What does that make you, Marlena? Who else's child slept on that shit? Yours, admittedly.
Just filthy. Cans sitting everywhere, cigarette butts everywhere, put out on the floor. I mean, it was pretty bad.
Someone
The
asked
shower
me.
was like if you
Right,
walked into the
moonshine.
kitchen, and they didn't even have a bathroom wall for the longest time. Like the
Right.
shower and
Agreed,
everything was
Kylie.
open. You could see the toilet, everything. They would wipe their butt on shitty toilet paper and not even throw it in a trash can. They just threw it around the toilet because they didn't want to flush it and all kinds of stuff.
All the time.
It was filthy.
According to Dawn, from what Dawn says, now you got to remember, this is he says, she says shit. But Andy would know, they were neighbors, was Journey up there a lot. But according to Dawn, what he told me was Marlena would just drop her daughter off and leave for days, and that they always had the daughter, and that's why Journey was returned. Not because they were going on a trip, but that Dawn was pissed off that Journey was there again. He has 4 kids. I read the text messages to you guys the other day. My last live, you can go see what, or maybe it was the first live. It was the first one about Marlena. So you could go read the text messages to how Dawn thinks about Marlena, and how Dawn was accusing Marlena of just dropping Journey off and leaving her there all the time. And he was sick of it. He was saying, we have 4 mouths to feed. We can't do this. And he told Grandma to take, I think he said Grandma, go read the text. But he had her go take Journey home.
Oh my goodness. Wow. And
which their front yard was junk. They
Agreed.
had all kinds of junk cars, all kinds of metal, all kinds of glass, and it's just it wasn't the best environment for kids to be in.
A real hazard. A real hazard.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hear that.
And and Candace did not act like she was ashamed or embarrassed of all of this?
No. Most of the time, if you go to somebody's house and say, oh, well, don't mind the mess, and their house is pretty tidy and neat, and you're like, the mess? Honey, have you not seen what some of the things I've walked into? This ain't a mess. This is actually pretty clean and pretty tidy.
Wow.
But, yeah, I mean, because, some people don't want you to come over because their house is a mess and all that.
right?
No, she didn't care. She didn't give two fucks what it looked like.
And obviously,
Right.
you and your child.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't think I ever seen her take a shower or ever known her to take a shower.
Allison said the same thing. Allison,
I'll tell you what I like. I hate to do this and stick up for Candace, but this really disturbs me. This is supposed to be about Summer. You're putting a cash app up here and you're coming out here and talking about this little girl's parents like this. But I'll tell you what I haven't seen is Candace sleeping in the cemetery. You're trashing her house, her not taking a shower. I wonder, Marlena, when you were homeless, how did you shower? That's what I hate about people. And I even hate the word hate. But I absolutely hate when somebody comes out here and acts like they're self-righteous and they do no wrong and they're better than the next person when everybody has heard your demons. I'm proud of you for getting sober, Marlena. But when you were not sober, you were living worse than Candace and Dawn was. You do understand that, right? And I ain't scared of you or your mouth. You want to grab a link on my panel and try to come at me with that tough talk? Because I'll tough talk your ass right back. Please understand that.
Allison said that Candace, like she had some kind of phobia against water. That,
I mean, her hair on her legs was about as long as the hair it was on her head, or on
how
her
does
chin,
that
or
find
whatever.
Summer?
She never like.
What does the length of Candace's hair on her legs have to? Are they going to magnetize her to where Summer is? How does that find Summer on Summer's channel, Prayer Garden? Let's say Candace didn't do this and they find Summer alive someday. How are you going to explain to that little girl that you sat on here and talked about her mommy not showering or how long her leg hairs were? Do you think Summer's going to like you if she's found alive? I don't. Fuck off. Yeah.
For her to be feminine or womanly like, she was never like that.
Yeah, that's exactly what Allison was saying. Allison
And
said
raised
that,
her arm. She'd raise her arms up, and man, the smell would knock you down. Her toes looked like had about 50 ounces of dirt on them, and it was horrible.
Allison said that.
Absolutely not. I wouldn't either, A-Dub. And we've seen the pictures. Looking at the pictures, I wouldn't leave my children there. And I hate to say that and put Dawn and Candace down like that because I am also critical of Dawn and Candace. But it's those things that I'm critical of. It's not the hair on her legs. If you catch my drift, I don't think the hair on somebody's legs is going to find a missing child. I think it's rude. And I think if it turns out that Candace is innocent, it's the devil's work. Prayer Garden. Devil Garden. How about if we call you that? Hell Garden. I think you're a Satanist.
But they had a like a Christmas tree thing at some mall, and there was a lady there, and that's exactly what the lady said. She said that was helping decorate the tree, and I guess Candace got close to her, and she said, and she didn't just say that Candace.
Daughter.
She said,
we got Miss Candy in the chat, the grandma.
Oh,
she said not only
baby. Everybody say hi to the hubby.
She said not only was it she said not only was it Candace, but she said Dom Wells as well. She said that they asked for everybody to get into like a circle, and she said that when she was decorating the tree, Candace came by and almost made her gag. She said, and then it got worse.
I would have.
They asked everybody to get in some circle to pray or something, and
it would be a blessing if you shared my podcast, John. Thank you. Make sure you share it on Facebook.
She said that she got put by him, and she thought that she was going to turn another color from trying to hold her breath long enough to, she said it was making her violently ill to smell them. Like she was getting ill from the smell from them. She said it was like they hadn't took a bath for forever and a day. And a lot of people are saying that. A lot of people talk about.
I'll tell you what. I need to go over the rest of the hours of prayer garden. I'm going to cut this because I'm getting angry. I'm not going to cut my live. However, we're going to skip ahead. We're going to go to Ziggy. We will cover this. Again, you guys can watch me. Save. We will put it in next live until I remove it. I'm done with this. I addressed what she addressed about me. I don't really want to skip that far ahead. Fuck you, devil. Okay? Fuck you all the way to hell. With a pitchfork. We're going to go. She's nasty. Prayer garden's disgusting. Well, she sits out here and claims that she is Summer's God's channel. Her channel was created by God. How godly is this prayer garden? Please grab a link and come tell me how this is godly and where you hear things like this in your Bible. It's a sin. You're a sinner, prayer garden, devil garden, hell garden, bitch garden. Come at me, bro. Just saying. All right. Let's go. I hear some pounding upstairs. Okay. Hold on, guys. I'm going to mute. My friend's having a hard time. Oh. She stepped on something. She's up here cussing. That's supposed to be a pitchfork. I love you, innocent. You know your emojis get us in trouble, right? Thank you, Tic Tac. Everybody hit that like button. Okay. All right. So now we're going to Ziggy. How long have I been on? Because you know my 2-hour limit. We got 45 minutes. We're going to listen to this. I'm going to skip ahead to when they start talking. Hold on. Oh, you can see where I watched it from.
Kissing her. Yeah. Wanted me to wait to speak on it, so you could.
Okay, so first off, you know I gotta critique Ziggy's shit. I think the platter thing that she has is beautiful. However, I don't think she made it. I think she ordered it and she's going to put something on it, which is fine. A lot of people do that. I do that sometimes, but the white on this Indian Ziggy girl, you need to learn the color wheel. Okay? It's ugly. You made it ugly. Sorry. I tell you when something's cute, even though I don't like you. This is ugly. Okay. She did after 3 days of not going live. And after the police are called, right?
We're going to use this as a brush or just going to paint it on.
I love that.
Hopefully this will... I wiped it down really well before.
I don't know, Moonshine. I don't know if she's SDA. She has a Christian church on her thing. She talks like a Christian, but she doesn't celebrate on Saturdays. She doesn't have the SDA beliefs, but she follows the SDA days. I don't think Per Gordon has any religion. I don't think she's religious at all. I think she makes it up as she goes. In all honesty, I don't think Per Gordon's religious in real life at all. I think she's fake. Antichrist. Fake. My opinion.
Heard anything on cops at Marlena's house? Well, I haven't heard anything. I heard about it through Fred that supposedly something's happening, but
right.
At least that was what was said. Is that really what's I mean, you don't know ever what to believe.
Fake hiding.
I didn't watch when it happened. I haven't watched any of Marlena's interviews yet.
How have you been? I think she did too. That's my thought.
Going on with her, I really think something is up.
I can never keep a white shirt white.
Why is this not? Oh, I need to switch my. Well, what do you mean by that? You just don't trust her? I mean,
not at all. She don't talk like she has any
definitely
except for Satanism.
Had my comments about her in the past. I've never talked with her ever. I do know Fred's wanting me to wait to speak on it, so you guys can yell at him. Yeah, I am working from home. I wouldn't do anything different. I'm working from home.
So now Ziggy has a new job working from home. Are you on another platform, Ziggy? What job are you doing from home? Oh, she won't tell us. She ain't doing no damn job from home. It's an excuse.
He's trying to figure it out. Fred wants her to keep speaking before I talk. I hope he doesn't mind me saying that.
But they're on here talking.
I doubt she'll. I don't know. Maybe she will hear this. Either way, it doesn't matter. he doesn't want her to feel intimidated, for one. He doesn't want to do to her like what Andy and Jody Sue were trying to do to her by coming in there and making their presence known. It's almost like they were trying to intimidate her.
So she's saying Andy and Jody Sue were trying to intimidate Marlena. Andy, I'm sorry, but I sort of agree with that. However, Fred came out saying some damning things about Marlena, and we're going to go back over that very soon. If I ever get to it, I'm hoping. I think it's always important to listen to Fred's first 2 interviews. His stories have changed. Of course, he was an addict, but his demeanor has changed. He said he didn't know Marlena. Sounds to me like they knew each other quite well. Why did you lie about that, Freddie boy? Oh, and by the way, did you see my post on our cousin's Facebook page? Yeah, you should go look at it.
And Fred didn't think that, thought it would be best for him to, just let her talk and let her talk. I mean, there's a lot that he is not true, but we'll discuss it at a later date. Some people do think Jody Sue called the police on her.
I didn't listen to all of it yet.
Innocent. Fred was saying. And if they did, that's very telling, It is, I mean, I know, I never heard that either. I don't know if this is going to work.
It doesn't work. It's ugly.
Because I think it's going to go over the line. I'm not sure this is going to work.
It should have been gold.
It's okay. We could try, and then
gold.
If it doesn't, we could wipe it off. It'll waste a lot of paint, but
yeah, I mean, they're responding to what Marlene is saying. I agree with that.
I'm afraid it's going to get underneath the little.
First of all, you're on YouTube, and YouTube is a public platform. It is social media. Anybody's welcome to come listen. And if Prayer Garden did not like that attention from Jody Sue and Andy, she would have blocked them from her chat. She did not, because it brings her views. Please understand that. If she didn't want Andy and Jody Sue in her chat attacking Marlena, as she claims, she would have just blocked them for the night, timed them out. As a YouTube creator, we have that option, and guess what? You don't have to make money because we have that option, because it doesn't cost any money to use it. All right, let's 2-speed this bitch.
One thing is weird, like her dates aren't matching up. One day, from what I'm hearing from other people anyways, is that she's saying like, oh, we left the wells like, what was it, like the the Friday before or something. But yet he shows
I agree with that. And I've pointed that out. She said the Friday, then she said the Tuesday, and then the drop-off times. We haven't heard it yet on my channel, but on Prayer Garden's channel and in my chat, they're saying she did the same thing with the drop-off times, and it changes every time she comes on here. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Last night, I'm hoping, it is my hope, that the police knocked on the door where Marlena was because she said something that caught their attention. I don't know if that's the case. I don't know what it was she would have said. But let's hope. Let's hope.
You know, there's this picture of Summer and her daughter together, and then she says, "Oh, that was before the Sunday before
Yes.
she was taken, before church." It's like, wait, but I thought you guys weren't there that Sunday. I don't know.
Whoever.
To be fair, I haven't listened to it myself, so I
don't know who this person is. I don't know if they're my cousin. I don't think they're my cousin. But hello, if you want to be my cousin today, you can. Hi, cousin, I guess. They've been respectful in my chat. Hey. Andy said, or you, Fred said, cousin. I think they're saying they're my cousin. This is the second time they came in and said, hey, cousin. Could be, I don't know. But hi, Andy said. You're glad they're talking their talk. Me too. She did say Candace called her day at 4:30. And that's something I'm going to go over in my next live because I think that's important. I think that's information that Marlena should be giving. Now, all of the hair on the legs and this, that, and the other, I don't think that needs to be given. But when she's talking about timelines and stuff, yeah, per Gordon, that would be being Summer's channel. Oh, they're Fred's cousin too. Am I allowed to guess who you are? Hey, Bella. Kind of like Uncle Daddy. Andy B., you're my first cousin. I do have cousins that would connect to them. It's a possibility. Do you want to say which cousin you are? It would be nice to have some proof of it. It would have to be a Sean Stanley or a Steven Stanley, or maybe a Jason or a Darren. Those would be the cousins that connect us. Unfortunately, my cousin Ronnie passed away. Okay.
probably shut up. But it's Fred was saying that it seemed like Andy and Jody Sue were trying to intimidate her.
I plan to take that. I definitely plan to.
But what if they didn't?
I haven't had the time, but I said that what I want to do is connect and make a couple little videos. I'm probably going to get a lot of content out of the last week or so. And you know me, it takes me 2 years to get it all the fuck out, but it always comes out at the right moment, right? So I'm going to work really hard when I have extra time on putting a lot of Marlena's content with a lot of other content. You know how I work. You're sorry to hear that. Aw, thank you. That's because I was out all day. Okay.
Yeah, did anybody ask her about Earl Taylor?
I wanted them to.
About her feelings about Earl Taylor, because she knows him. She knows him very well. Has anybody asked about? I don't know. I haven't watched it. So the last time I asked Fred that, there was no questions about Earl Taylor. Did they ever ask her about Earl Taylor? Earl Taylor?
Yeah, they people not to research him. put him on YouTube and stuff.
Why?
That's what she did on VGs. I don't know.
She doesn't want. She's.
What kills me is I'm going to bring some stuff out about Earl Taylor when I get to the point of it. If she does, I might bring some messages I have out with somebody, but I don't want to put that person's name out because it could be dangerous for that person for me to put their name out because of the circumstances behind Earl Taylor's death. But I could show you some things that person told me. And I'm curious. Like I said, we didn't get there yet, but I want to hear what Marlena said about that.
It's just like saying that he's not involved in.
I don't want to look into it. People that have financial for that boy.
Why?
I don't know. But she did tell that was Bill Benton that was kissing Grandis in that photo. A photo that she had sent me to you.
Kissing her?
Yeah. Lips to lips.
Yeah. Do you know about Spider?
I don't know nobody named Spider.
Yeah, there's some weird guys.
I want to talk about Spider. I'm not going to say who, but that name was brought up to me with Marlena under a couple circumstances. I have not been able to connect Marlena to a spider. Is there one? Possibly. I don't know who that spider is. I was told to research a spider about a year and a half, 2 years ago. I tried. I didn't find anything, but I would like somebody to elaborate on that. Being another person told me about it.
That goes by Spider, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. Nobody
Andy,
no, he does know. There is other weirdos that he knows of.
Andy, do you know anything about a spider that Marlena dated?
I don't know. I don't know Spider. So, or who that guy is. Really, I've heard his name, and I know it's not good. He's a.
Oh, could be.
I remember in the drug scene, and
that's a good thought.
I know some people that wasn't even in my circle or one that was in the drug scene, somewhat, I've heard of them or something.
Who was her old man? Who's Marlena Crawford's old man? Well, it was freaking Daniel or Hayes.
Yeah, Daniel Hayes I think.
And he was like the one that was always. He's a big known like thief in the area, big time. Like everybody talks about how big of a thief that guy is.
I don't know who Daniel Hayes is, but I've looked him up. No. I don't even think he lives in the area. Marlena was with him, and I believe that's Journey's father. But you know what? There's more, and it's not my business to tell. And I think Ziggy needs to stop. She needs to fucking stop. Those are the accusations people make that may not be true. And unless you have proof, you need to show it. I didn't see that looking at his Facebook.
And it's interesting that huh? But who she's seeing now is she. I don't know who she's seeing now.
Yes, Squall had the spiders. Her syndicate's getting bigger. Her web's growing and growing.
Jimmy Long. That's bad. Definitely bad news. That's that one that I was telling you about that Fred's sister was buddies with, and you look up his Facebook, and he has he's one of the weird sexual stuff all over it. He's one of those you go on his Facebook, and he has all these like porn stuff all over his page. He's one of those
Yeah, we've talked about Candace's cousin on here, and we'll get there one day. There's just, for me, I don't like to leave. I think whatever happened to Summer happened on Ben Hill. And I mean, yeah, I guess it's a possibility. He's definitely been talked about a lot, though. It's been a while. Tiffany Marie talked about him a lot. Candace's cousin. What was his name? I can't think at the moment.
And
I don't know if we need to go during the summer period.
Remember calling in from Candace's cousin? The big drug. It must have been 20. Locked and Loaded. Are you talking about the one in 2013? Remember a call from Candace's cousin? I had a call in from Candace's cousin.
Do you know anything about that, Andy? Spider's the dude that got busted with firearms and lots of rugs after. We know what that is. Marlena called L.E. from the Wells house. When did Marlena call L.E. from the Wells house? I never heard that before. That's interesting. Thank you for that tidbit. Can you point me to something that proves it? I'd love to hear that.
Are you sure?
2013, they went nobody on
Or 2011. That big drug bust that Jody Sue snitched on.
Yeah, they went nobody went by that name in that circle.
Oh.
What? Spider?
Spider.
Oh,
Okay, I was thinking of a different cousin. Are you talking about the one in the picture with Candace that's holding Summer? I didn't hear nothing about, I mean, we hear about all their family, but on Michelle Dark, I don't think I've heard.
oh no. I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah. What sparked that goes back to when the two Mexicans went missing and stepped in 09. They started the investigation in 09. Is when they started the investigation on that.
Oh, I'll have to look for it.
What?
When the two Mexicans, they robbed them two Mexicans for all that dope and they went missing and the TBI, they reported them two Mexicans and the TBI was looking for them on Mott Road and outside Hensley's property going to Andy's parents' property. It's his name, Jimmy Long.
Jimmy Long. That's bad. Definitely bad news. That's that one that I was telling you about that Fred's sister was buddies with, and you look up his Facebook and he has weird, he's one of the weird sexual stuff all over it. He's one of those, you go on his Facebook and he has all these like porn stuff all over his page. He's one of those, like, and
I don't know if any goes back during the summer disappearance period.
remember calling in from Candace's cousin? The big drug. It must have been 20, locked and loaded. Are you talking about the one in 2013? Remember a call from Candace's cousin? I had a call in from Candace's cousin. Are you sure?
2013, they went nobody on that.
Or 2011. That big drug bust that Jody Sue snitched on.
Yeah, they went nobody went by that name in that circle.
What? Spider?
Spider.
Oh, no. I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah. What sparked that goes back to when the two Mexicans went missing and stepped in 09. They started the investigation in 09. Is when they started the investigation on that.
So he said what started that investigation was two Mexicans went missing. Is that what he said? For the James Light bust? Because that's what he's talking about.
What?
When the two Mexicans, they robbed them two Mexicans for all that dope and they went missing and the TBI, they reported them two Mexicans and the TBI was looking for them on Mott Road and outside Hensley's property going to Andy's parents' property. They looked for their bodies back around.
Oh, well, what was that?
Might have been.
Oh, okay.
If I'm talking
Yeah, I don't
about
think this is going to work out. This little.
Do you know anything about that, Andy? I mean, that was the Bustions were busted in, part of it. Do you know anything about two Mexicans going missing? I would love to hear more about that. I've never heard that before. Hey, Marion. It's okay. You can go back and rewind. I'm going to be getting off in a few minutes here. I'm at a friend's house, and I don't know. I just want to make sure I keep it to 2 hours. I'm down here calling out Glassport people in the house she lives in Glassport. I don't want to. You have heard something like that? Wow. Where would I find information on it? That is big. That's interesting. Good. Mwah. Wow, I've never heard that before.
What I've got going on here.
So then that means nobody snitched. That two Mexicans went missing and they had to investigate. And then all these people got busted in this ring. And you know what's going to happen? The same thing in Summer's case. Just a forewarning, in my opinion.
That's what started that investigation. Because a lot of the drugs come from into Mexicans.
I will be home Sunday. I'm staying till Sunday. My son's going to pick me up early in the morning on Sunday, so I'm here till then. He has to work, can't pick me up till then, and I think I sort of needed to be home a little bit. It kind of feels good being in the home you grew up in, you know? And then the memories, like, even though my friends have kicked in the ass and doesn't know what he's saying in my chat tonight. Love you, John. It's just the memories. You know, I'm going to go home with something. This is important to me. Watch the beginning. You'll hear what it is. So I'm going to kind of take some time out for friends this weekend as well. I have a couple places I want to go visit tomorrow. She did say that. And that's exactly what I want these people to talk about. So keep coming on. Come on, Marlena.
Oh, okay. Maybe this might work.
Yes. He said that's what started the investigation into the James Light bust. And then I asked Andy, did he hear something about that? And Andy said yes. So it's worth looking into. I think it's really worth looking into.
I was in Virginia when that bust happened. I was locked up at that time.
I just want to show this. Maybe I could let that dry first like that, and then I'll fill in I'll like fill it in more thicker, like after it dries. Oh yeah. Well, I'll come back. I'll go back over it after it dries a little bit.
Let's fast forward this. Look how ugly that is.
Yeah, I do have some rollers.
That platter thing she has is so pretty. She destroyed it. I would have just kept it plain.
Huh? Yeah, I'm trying to think what they mean by the drug bust around that time.
The only thing I know, they were supposed to be in a party or something on a Saturday.
Yeah, did they ask her about that?
Huh?
They asked Marlena about that?
I don't talk to Marlena.
No, not you. I'm talking about them on PGs. Let me see her. She mentioned her old man, like people would know him. Who is her old man? Yeah, Daniel Hayes. Unless it's that.
Jason was found 2,000 feet behind his house.
Yeah, Fred knows that because Jason was like.
Andy, what do you think about when Ziggy and Fred bring out new names like Daniel Hayes? What are your thoughts on that? And then maybe I can ask you, did you know Daniel Hayes, and do you know these things that they're saying to be true? Let's ask a second opinion, because again, it's another name that's getting thrown out there. And I don't think it's fair because he has a child too. A different child.
Jason and Fred were pretty close. Yeah. So he knows all about Jason's situation. But as far as like
Indian,
Marlena and stuff, he knows Marlena. I mean, Marlena's from the drug scene and stuff.
yes, Daniel Hayes.
Let's see.
Well, there's drug busts everywhere, but Tic Tac, when they did that big drug bust, like how Andy would have been part of it, is because what they do is they do operations. And I did, I think, a series of lives or something on how those drug busts go down. But what they do is they start at the little man, and they'll go around and they'll bust each person that has a part of it, even on a different day, or sometimes they'll do a sweep on one day and they consider it one big bust. Not that it happened at one spot, like they were there gathering a bunch of people. That's usually not how it goes down. It's an operation. It takes time and it goes slowly. And they'll name it like Operation Cold Heart or something. You know what I mean? And then they'll go around and Andy doesn't know Daniel. Okay, but they'll go around and they'll make little drug busts amongst many people. And then when they get the big kingpin, which would have been James Light, right? They'll say, drug bust finish. We made this huge drug bust. Like they took down their operation. That's what it is. When you go out and you try to do these bigger drug busts, it's usually in smaller form on several days, sometimes even several months, sometimes several years. We could go over those videos I did another day, but it was concerning the drug bust in Kentucky, which had some pretty interesting names. Okay.
Who is Jason? Jason Arnold?
Jason Arnold, Chad Arnold's brother. One PD, the Holland had something to do with something. Honestly.
It was one day.
Yeah. Fred really doubts that, but you know, you gotta look into everybody. I said you really doubt that Chad Arnold would have anything to do with that.
I don't think he would. You know, can't tell about a lot of things and stuff.
Let's see. What do you think? Is that good, or it will be covered with a clear?
He's full of shit, Bella.
And then I'll try. I don't know. Maybe I might leave it like it is so I don't mess it up. I'm going to cover this with it's going to have a clear layer over top, but
I just trying to figure out what kind of phone that Chad Arnold and Marlena had. But Marlena was saying it, Chad.
Oh, they're not cool now? They're not cool now?
Evidently not. She's not staying over there no more, and she was staying there a month ago, so a month ago, and had been for the last 4 or 5 months.
How does he know that? If you're in Indiana with Ziggy, how do you know all this information? Fred, are you talking to Chad? Are you cool with Chad today? What's your interaction with Chad like today? I mean, he's your best friend. You sent him to your dad was it your dad or your mom's funeral to put dirt on their grave instead of you going? Right? I have the text messages from your sister, and your sister said it on 6 Up Media. The bitch.
Marlena made a call from Wells House. I got people busted. Journey was supposed to stay the night. I believe they got wrong little girl, and Crawford was targeted.
Right. They hide a lot of shit under the rug.
What do you mean by Marlena made a call from Wells House that got people busted?
Well, I'd like to know where she was staying at Chad's, because as far as I remember, Chad lives in a tent on a riverbank. So was Marlena staying with him on a riverbank, or was she staying with his wife who has the protection order against him? Like, where was she staying with Chad? Because Chad doesn't have a home. His wife has a home. This shit don't even make sense, in my opinion, based on things I've heard.
So that's going to take some time to dry before I put that. I'm going to set that to the side for a second and let that dry, and then we'll put a clear coat over it. It's going to be something like this. I love this. I sold this, but it's one of my favorite creations. It's nice. And we're going to, let's see.
I don't think it had nobody. I don't think it had nothing to do with something or her stalking her.
She said after being.
I don't think the law presence, if the law was present there, where she's at, I don't think
She
so.
said she's being stalked. I don't believe that. Unless it's now after she was on PG's.
I mean, they shoot to each other vehicles.
Oh, you did see pictures?
I don't see vehicles on somebody else.
That's following Marlena, supposedly. But I mean, I could see that happening after her going on PG's. I mean, she hasn't talked for years. Why would somebody be stalking her? Until now, I mean, now I could see.
Supposedly that's why she went to PG.
Well, I
I'm just
mean,
going by what I'm hearing.
yeah, I mean, I know that.
concrete proof of that, you know, I'm just going by what I'm hearing.
I just know, like, I mean, I know for you, I felt it was always best for us to keep. I mean, was my intent with you. I was like, I thought that something that you were just going to end up dead, you know. And so I thought, like, if we keep you out there, then because I thought, you know, these people kept ending up, people keep passing away, you know, and I was scared that the same thing was going to happen to you. So I really truly thought.
Around end of 2016, late 2016 or early 2017, that dog got started discovering her daughter. This is December 8th, 2016. Jason did.
I'm not sure what call you mean about the cousin locked and loaded. You guys like my soap dish? It's so cute. We need to use these for something. What can we use these in to make something? I'm trying to think what I'm going to make now. We got some. We got little flowers, bees, little ladybugs.
Start trolling.
I know, and I was thinking that I should, what's that? Make one of those with like something like these in it or something. I don't know.
She starts really talking about her craft for a while here. So what I'm going to do is end it here. We're almost at our 2-hour mark. Tomorrow, my friend has to go for dialysis. So I'm going to be here in the morning by myself. I'm probably going to get up early because I'm probably going to go to bed early. Maybe I'll come live in the morning. I might be in my jammies with my coffee. If I'm not live in the morning, I have a lunch date with John. Probably about 2 or 3, I think we're going to go. And then I'm supposed to get my hair cut while I'm over here, but I've been unable to get in touch with the girl. If I can get in touch with her, I'm getting my hair cut. And I want to go see my nieces and my nephew because they live in the town I'm in. So I'll probably be live late evening because then I want to spend some time with my friend and play cards and hang out with her. I've been live and she got dialysis and it's just going to be a busy weekend. Aw. Thank you, Andy said. I think I'm just getting some layers put in. I don't know. It needs fixed. All right, guys. Burger King was a slip of the tongue by PG. Sure sounds that way, huh? All right, but I'm going to get off of here. I'm going to go listen to some music, get in my jammies, and chill for the night. Maybe if I can't sleep, I'll come back on tonight and we can go over some more of this in PG. I needed a break from her. She's too hateful, you know? But until next time, peace and love. See you all later. John, thank you for being here. Earl, I love you, BB. Okay. Bye, guys.